Which is proudly sponsored by Steels.com. What's up, everybody? Replay viewers, if you like what you see, you can tap the screen and give hearts. As promised, guys, on an earlier scope, I said that I would walk you guys through what I talked about today in my presentation, since I wasn't able to scope it because the Wi-Fi was so bad. Hi, guys, it's joining. Oh, it looks like I'm getting some people in here. Oh, hi, Carrie Ann. Hi, Rachel. Who do we have here? I'll say hi for a minute. Lulu. Hi, Lucy Lou. Oh, my God. I love the lips. Oh, Viv, thank you. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to have you do my makeup, Viv. Seriously, that would be so fun. I should check my DMs and see if you said you were going to go to San Francisco. I can't wait. Thank you, Carrie Ann. Oh, Carrie Ann. You guys, Carrie Ann worked with me. I rocked it today, by the way. I think. I felt like I did. Especially after I'm still driving. I left the house at 5 o'clock a.m., Carrie Ann, and it's 8 o'clock at night now. It's been a long day. No doubt. Well, I don't know. I'm majorly sleep deprived, as the life of an entrepreneur is. Oh, I know. Oh, thank you, Alberto. I left at 7. Oh, is he still there? Is Utah cool? Yes, Utah's very cool. It's actually a little bit warm today, but in general, it's cool. Get what you mean. Of course you did. You are a rock star. Oh, thank you, Viv. You're featured on Perry right now. Oh, really? Holy cow. All right, what's up, people? If you like what you see, I'm going to talk about being an entrepreneur in a minute once my buddies get in here that I promised earlier. So if you want to follow me, you can just go right there and you can follow me. Well, we'll find out. Let's see. Flow Lava. What's up, Jeffrey? You can go right there and you can follow me. And replay viewers, you have to swipe up on Android and swipe left to right on iOS. So there you go. Well, let's see. Do I have my people in here that wanted to hear my talk today? I'm not going to take very long. I'm going to cut it in half, but maybe I'll just start talking and you can watch the replay later on. How's that? I think it was Frankie and Mark and a few other people wanted to see it. So maybe I'll just get going and then they can catch the replay. How's that? I think I'll do that. Thank you for tapping the screen for hearts, you guys. I appreciate that. Hi from Utah. What's up, Utah? Mead Lake. Nice. Hey, Anna. Hello. Viv. Okay, cool. Well, I'll just get started then. James, welcome. My name is Jana Francis. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jana Francis, and I am the founder and president of the Daily Deal website, Steels.com. I am verified on here and Twitter, and I follow back. Oh, good for you. That's awesome. Ecuador. Hi, Ecuador. I got a pen and paper. Oh, geez. Okay. So, did I go to Comic-Con? I did not, but my boys did. My boys went to Comic-Con. They do every year. Fire like this. What's happening? All right, so I'm going to just show you guys a little bit about, I'll show you this. Bing, bing. This is obviously me on Periscope, Twitter, and Instagram. And my presentation was called Confessions of an Entrepreneur. And I'm actually going to rush through a couple of these slides. Cape Fear here. Stop and gobble. What's up? I'm going to rush through a few of these slides just because they asked me. And for those of you that are confused, I was asked today to speak at the St. George Chamber of Commerce in St. George, and I live in Salt Lake, so I drove 5 hours down, and now we're driving 5 hours back. And got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But meanwhile, they asked me to speak on two things. They wanted to know my business story, and I have a relatively impressive business story. And they wanted me to speak on whether entrepreneurism and help the people in the chamber, and there was a lot. The place was packed. Nice, you're from WJ. I think that's what you said. The place was packed, and they asked me to help the people in that room decide and understand whether or not they are an entrepreneur and the kinds of personality types that entrepreneurs are. And so, West Jordan, of course. Sorry about that. Let's see, let me do the whole gang sign. Hold on. West Side. Okay, so let's do this. Sorry about that face shot. Followed you on Twitter just now, Jana Baby Sills Wool. Thanks, Flow Lava. All right, so I'm going to skip through what I talked about my business. If you guys want to follow my business or you're curious about it, it's a Daily Deal website for baby stuff. Oh, sorry about all the bouncing. I'm in the car driving. I'm not personally driving. Thank you, Viv. I'm not personally driving, but I'm writing and it's bouncing. So I'm going to skip through the story of my business. That's a totally different scope. But we have baby steals, and we have kid steals, and we have scrapbook steals, and we have she steals. And long story short, they're Daily Deal websites. Yes, toddler, right here on kidsteals.com. Every day at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, we have a new high-quality steal of the day until it is sold out. So 9 a.m. Mountain Time, okay? What's up, Rob? Okay, so, and I talk all about my company and, you know, what it's not just a deal, it's a steal means, and then talk about our mission statement, we send joy. But then I get into, are you an entrepreneur? And in my opinion, first of all, let me tell you something about being an entrepreneur. There's two types of entrepreneurs, and I'll talk about, well, yeah, I'll talk about those at the end. So meanwhile, nice, kidsteals.com, yes, age 2 to like 14-ish. All right, you're an entrepreneur, that's awesome. So there are 3 types of work, essentially, and work types. One is a contributor. A contributor is somebody who works for someone else on their own time, right? You go to work at 9, you go home at 5, you have a career there or what have you. You, of course, maybe need to work after hours, but essentially you don't have the risk personally. You don't have to invest. You don't have to necessarily work outside of business hours. You get benefits or not, but essentially you're paid by someone else to do a very specific task following you. Well, thank you, Skinny with Darcy. So that's what a contributor is. And by the way, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being a contributor. That works amazing for so many people. Neither of my parents were ever entrepreneurs. They were both contributors and amazing ones at that. And I was a contributor my whole career. Up until I started my business almost 8 years ago. Up until then, I'd always worked for someone else, and I had an amazing career. I worked here in the media at KSL in Utah, and then before that, I worked in Silicon Valley. But I was a contributor working for someone else on their own time, okay? And then, I'll show you my slide. And then there's, oops. So are you an entrepreneur? A contributor works for someone else on their own time. And then there's a freelancer. Freelancers get paid to work on your own time for someone else on a specific task. Tired of making someone else rich? Well, you know what? Just because you own your own business or because you're a freelancer or you're an entrepreneur doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be rich either. And even if your company makes a lot of money, it doesn't even mean you will. Anyway, I get, the thing is, I'm not the man down by the river motivational speaker, if you will, and I don't try to tell people, oh my gosh, it's so great being an entrepreneur. None of that at all. What I try to do is be real and help people understand that there's a lot that goes into being an entrepreneur that a lot of people don't realize. But you're right, you are so right, Darcy, it is frustrating sometimes when you're like, man, I'm making this other place all this money, but you may not be, meaning maybe you're making the money, but they're not, right? Because there's that situation too, and it's happened to me even as being an entrepreneur. Anyway, let's get back to freelancer. So a freelancer, T-Swizz, heck yes. So a contributor works for someone else on their own time. A freelancer gets paid for working on their own time for someone else on a specific task. It's a touchy subject with people, and it's a ton of work, but so worth owning my own company. Yes, you're absolutely right. So a freelancer, I get this a lot where people say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I started my own business and I sell doTERRA. Well, are you really an entrepreneur? The answer to that is no, you're absolutely not an entrepreneur. You're a freelancer. You get paid to work on your own time, but for someone else. You're selling someone else's products. And you're doing a specific task at the end of the day. You're selling doTERRA. They give you the exact A through Z on exactly how to do it. And that's just a bad example, but you know what I mean. Graphic designers, right? You may be your own boss. You may work from home, and that's absolutely fine. And that works great for so many people. You may be a web designer. You may be, a social media manager for other companies. But if you are working and you're getting paid on your own time for someone else for a specific task, you are a freelancer. And by the way, The danger in being a freelancer is you better be damn good at it, because here's why. You can always get replaced by someone else for a cheaper price that's better, because there's a lot of them. And there's a lot of websites like Fiverr and a lot of other things that the price just goes down, 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 down. And so it's hard being a freelancer because you have to continually prove your own worth by creating relationships like this. And so being a freelancer, again, is perfect for so many people, right? I'm not saying that any of these are better than another, because to be honest with you, the last couple years I could have made more money as a contributor in my last job that I had before starting my own business, because there's so much risk involved with running your own business, okay? So again, I'm not saying that one's better than the other. I'm saying let's figure out which is best for you and at this time in your life. Because when I was a contributor in past jobs, there was no way I could have been an entrepreneur. And to be honest with you, I never even had the idea to be, and it wasn't like, oh, one of these days I'm going to own my own business. It was never a thought. It happened based on an idea that I had. Okay, so contributor, freelancer, we talked about that. And then there's an entrepreneur. What an entrepreneur is somebody that builds a business bigger than themselves, and they get paid or they lose money when they're not even there. They get paid. An entrepreneur gets paid when they sleep. Think about it. It becomes a living, breathing entity, what they create. It's an asset, and it isn't related to what they do all day long. I wasn't at work at all today. I drove 5 hours down and 5 hours back after I gave a speech, and I did absolutely nothing necessarily for my work, no specific task, but it's still a living, breathing thing going on that it absolutely relies on me, but not on a daily basis, if that makes sense. So, again, I'll show you slides. So this was the slide that I showed. Work in the PR, that's right, Carrie Ann. So are you an entrepreneur, right? So this is what the slide looks like, and I'm really sorry, it's so jumpy. So let's talk about the real determination on what you are is, who decides what you work on, right? Who tells you what to do every day? If that's you, but now they know who Jana Steels is. That's right. They know what time it is now, Viv. Just kidding. Okay, so entrepreneurs. I'm just going to show you these slides this way, and I'm so sorry it's jumpy. I should have done this at home. Entrepreneurs understand people. These are some of the skills. You're good, Viv. Damn good one. Yes. So entrepreneurs, here's some of the personality types, or the personality traits that they have. They understand people. They're comfortable making every single decision. They're comfortable passing on those decisions to others. They work ridiculously hard. Look, we've all seen a lot of Justice Bowen scopes, and he said it for me for a long time, you have to work so hard. You go on very little sleep. I'm on 4 hours, barely, the last 3 nights in a row. I know that Justice beats me because he sleeps less than me, but ultimately, and it's not a contest, but you have to work so freaking hard. Let's see, let me go back to my slide. Confident. You have to be so freaking confident in not only yourself, but what you built and your idea. You have to be very comfortable with risk. There's so much risk involved with being an entrepreneur. You have to be crazy, crazy resourceful. And let me talk to you about being resourceful for a second. Entrepreneurs only see opportunity. They don't see roadblocks. And if they see a roadblock, Jana's such a solid overview on everything. Thank you, Rob. You make it look easy and fun, Jana. I'm glad. I'm a complete stress basket. But that's the reality of being an entrepreneur, I guess. But resourceful. So entrepreneurs see opportunity, not roadblocks. And if you see a roadblock, you jump over it, you go around the side, you find a way to remove it every time. Working hard initially, or does that ever die down? You know what? Here's the thing about that. When I started my business, I honestly thought that, oh, this is such a great idea. I'll do it for a couple years, and then I'll hire people smarter than me to then run it, and I'll be the owner, and I'll step back and do my thing. 7 years in, she's still rolling just as hard. It's so true, Carrie Ann. You guys, Carrie Ann works with me. She's going on 5 years, if not a little bit longer, and she's awesome. Anyway, yeah, I think I was talking about being resourceful. So yeah, you have to be so incredibly resourceful. Oh, that was I just remembered. Sorry, I got off track. The question was, does it ever get easier? And it really doesn't. At least it hasn't for me. I had this thought that, wow, once I get it up and running and it's just this engine and people get trained to do certain things, then it'll just keep rolling and I can step back, be the owner and continually check on it. But I'm not going to have to be there every single day. I'm not going to have to work as hard as I am now. Not the case for me. It might be for others, but not for me. It's actually as hard, if not harder, every day for a lot of reasons. Okay, and then entrepreneurs, let's go back to the slides. Entrepreneurs have to be fiercely competitive, you guys. Fiercely competitive. Very creative, super curious, and they have to be leaders. I can believe it. That's it. That's it, you guys. Sorry, I keep flipping the screen. That wasn't my whole presentation. I then go into Confessions of an Entrepreneur, which is an article that I wrote, or not an article, it was more of a blog post, and I posted on my LinkedIn a couple years ago. After 6 nights in a row getting home at 1:30 a.m., I just sat in my garage and poured a whole bunch of notes into my iPhone about, man, this really sucks. And I posted it on my LinkedIn, and it got a lot of traction, and so it's called Confessions of an Entrepreneur. I'll do another scope about that sometime, but you can also look it up if you add me on LinkedIn, which totally, Viv and Rob, you both absolutely should. Anyway, thanks for watching my scope, you guys. Hopefully something in there inspired you or helped you, sparked a new thought. And again, it doesn't really matter which one you are, as long as you're working your butt off and you're showing up every day and competing. It's just what matters is that you're the one that's right for you. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. Get some rest. I'm going to. So I appreciate you guys. And hopefully the people that wanted me to scope this earlier can catch me on replay. So thanks, you guys. Love you all. Mwah! Oh, and by the way, send somebody some joy today.